Does your parrot keep biting you? Watch this video to find out why. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Parrot Teacher. Today is the second part of my biting series and we're going to be exploring the reasons why parrots bite. I think it's a very important video because knowing why your parrot bites is half the battle in solving how to stop them from biting in the future. Don't forget, there are plenty more videos in this series, so do explore all of them. They're going to be really important to helping you with any biting problems. Now, parrots will bite for a multitude of reasons, and they're often not the reasons that are presented online. Most of the reasons presented online from a lot of channels involve dominance or trying to get one up on you, trying to control you. All of that is not really the reason why they're biting. Dominance is one of those circular arguments. It's a label, it's a construct. It doesn't really answer anything. People say, right, why is my parrot biting me? Because it's trying to dominate me. How is it dominating me? Because it's trying to bite me. And you can see that's a circular argument. It doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't really lead to any solutions. So it's really important to look at why the parrot's biting. And your parrot is biting for a reason, and we're going to explore some of those now. The very first point is your parrot is biting you for a reason. There is a reason for that behaviour. They are biting to achieve a result. Generally, all of us organisms on this planet, we behave for a consequence. If we do something, we're doing it because we want to achieve something. And it's exactly the same when your parrot bites you. It is doing it because it wants to achieve a consequence. That consequence could be a removal of a hand, it could be you backing away, it could be because it likes to get a treat afterwards because you've reinforced, that could be a reaction. Loads and loads of different reasons why, but it always has a reason, and keeping that in the back of your mind is really important when trying to work out what is happening and why. Now, a very common reason why a parrot will bite is out of fear. They're worried, they're scared, they're reacting to their environment because they want something to go away and they need to achieve that result. One of the last resorts they will turn to is biting. So it's really important to just be aware of your parrot's body language, to know when they're showing signs of fear and when they are getting scared, because they may have negative links in the past where they've associated things to fear responses, and that will lead to more biting. Fear is a very big reason why parrots bite. Beaking is another exceptionally common reason why a parrot bite and why it leads to biting in adulthood. Beaking is where a younger bird especially will explore their environment, they'll test things, they will try things with their beak. It's a natural behaviour. Parrots use their beak to manipulate their environment. It's their major sort of manipulator, like our hands. Their beak is a big thing, so they will use it. Especially when they're younger, they'll like to try to test things, they will nibble things, and occasionally that will hurt, but most of the time there is no real fear reaction or intent there. It's just testing things, and that can lead to biting when they get older if they are not taught how to be soft with their beak, and if the beaking gets reinforced by big reactions or treats immediately after, or even punishment sometimes can make it worse. Even though punishment generally decreases behaviour, if you punish a bird for beaking and then you make a big hoo-ha, they might come back and do it more. It's really important that if you have a beaking bird, you use the correct techniques to get them to be more gentle, and you reinforce more of what you want to see rather than more beaking. Leading neatly on, reactions, especially excessive ones, creating a big hoo-ha as I just said, or reacting in a big dramatic way often leads to more biting and reinforces it. A lot of people tend to say, especially when a bird has no history, oh, you say no and you discipline them and tell them they know. They don't. Maybe later on when they get to know you and they associate various things, that's a possibility, but as a general rule, it doesn't work. All they get is a big reaction, and birds get overstimulated by big reactions, so they'll do it more of it. They'll bite you more because you're reacting, because you are making this big stink over it. And as you can probably guess, as I've said in previous videos, not reacting is generally the best first step when combined with other techniques. Environmental factors play a major role in biting. Now, technically all the things I'm talking about are environmental factors, but when I'm talking about them here, I'm talking about things flying by the window, scary things happening in the room, changes to that environment, new toys maybe if they're very neophobic, new furniture, even if you change the colour of your nail polish, that can lead to biting because your parrot's scared. If you try and get them to step up in a normal way, you're thrusting that nail polish they haven't seen before into their face. They're like, oh my goodness, get it away from me. Especially as they see differently to us. And I think nail polish and jewellery are probably one of the biggest common causes of these issues. So anyone who does wear nail polish, be mindful of what you're putting on because that can cause biting. But all these environmental factors, some out of your control, can lead to biting. So it's really important to try and shape that environment in the best way possible to reduce the risks of it. Another major reason your parrot will bite you is to say no, especially if you don't respect their body language and you don't keep pushing interactions. When they want to say no, they will sometimes give you very subtle signs that we can't read as humans. You know, you've got to give ourselves the benefit of the doubt here. We're not birds, just like they're not humans. We can't always tell what they're trying to communicate with us. And then if we keep pushing the interaction, they will bite us and tell us no. And it's not the best way of saying no. We want to teach them to say no in other ways, which generally don't lead to bleeding hands. And there are loads of other factors that play into biting. Hormones, lack of sleep, overstimulated behaviour, misdirected aggression where they want to have a go at someone else but they can't say have a go at you. There's so many different factors to be aware of and to try and manage. And in the next part of this series, I will look at some common solutions to biting problems. And in the final part, I will look at ways to avoid biting entirely in a very quick fire way. If you have any comments, suggestions, questions, I'd love to hear from you down below in the comments. If you have any other problems, you can reach out to our business, Best Behaved Birds. We deal with biting frequently with our clients and we've helped hundreds now. So again, do consider that option if you're really struggling. But in the meantime, take care and see you later.